Only son visits dad in nursing home. Nurse says his carbon copy took the old man the day before. A loving son named Simon decided to visit his dad at the nursing home one day, only to be accused by the nurses of playing a prank on them. Simon was a single man in his 30s who spent most of his time caring for his dad, Peter. It was always just the two of them at home, and his dad never spoke about his mother or what happened between them. When Simon turned 33, his father made a decision that surprised him. As they were eating dinner, he revealed that he got himself a room at a nursing home. "Dad, why? I enjoy taking care of you. Please don't ever think I don't want to be with you," Simon told his father as soon as he made the announcement. "Don't be silly, Simon. I know how much you love me, and I love you dearly too. But you're 33 now, and I can't have you living with me forever. It's time for you to build on your personal life," Peter told him. "Is this really what you want, Dad?" Simon asked, unsure whether or not his dad was testing him. "Yes, Simon, it's time for me to interact with people my age now. Besides, you'll visit your old man a lot, won't you?" Peter asked with a smile. "Of course, Dad, I'll visit you every week, on several days if I can," Simon assured him. Simon had no problem visiting his father in the nursing home for months. They would bond over board games, and Peter would introduce his son to the other seniors with him. However, one day Simon was surprised to find out that his father was no longer there. "Hilarious, Simon. Are you playing a prank on me? You took him with you yesterday. Your dad signed his own release papers," the nurse told him. "But I was on a business trip yesterday and only returned this morning. I went straight here from the airport," he told the nurse, even showing her the boarding pass in his back pocket. The nurse dropped her pen. "Do you have a twin? I swear the man who came by yesterday looked exactly like you," she told him, which confused Simon even more. At that moment, Simon received a text message from his father. "Son, come home now," it read. Simon returned home hurriedly and was surprised to see his father sitting with a man who looked exactly like him. "Who are you?" he asked the man. "I'm Robert. I'm your brother," the man replied, pulling a chair for Simon to sit beside him. "How could that be? I grew up in an orphanage where my mother left me. The orphanage director told me that after Mom left her boyfriend, who turned out to be Dad, she found out she was pregnant. She decided to abandon me and handed me over to them," Simon explained to Robert, trying to make sense of things. "Yes, you see, I was good friends with that orphanage director," Peter replied. "She knew who I was. We grew up in the same neighborhood. When she saw my name on the papers Simon's mom left behind, she tried looking for me, but I was in another state. 10 years later, we chanced upon each other and she told me about Simon. I got him immediately." As it turns out, Robert's story was quite similar. "When I was a baby, Mom handed me over to another family to take care of me," he began. "She told them she would return for me after a couple of months, but she never came back. Before my adoptive mom died, she didn't want to deprive me of knowing where I came from, so she disclosed my birth mother's name. Of course, I searched for her. I hired a PI who found out two things: that she died several years ago and that she gave birth to twins years ago in a public hospital," Robert revealed. Robert also shared that a certain Lisa Hunter signed their mother's hospital discharge papers, so he searched for her too. "I recently spoke to a good friend of our mother and I managed to ask who my father was, and it led me to you," he said, speaking to Peter. Robert, Simon, and Peter were stunned in silence for a couple of seconds until Peter decided to say something. "As the head of the family, I'll say that I'll never forgive myself for what I learned today and yesterday. I was in the dark and I did not know any of this. If it were up to me, I would have loved to be in your lives every step of the way, from the moment you entered this world until the very last moments of my life," he told them tearfully. "I hope it's not too late for us to start over," Peter told his sons. "I would love to spend time with you as much as I can before I leave this earth. Let's live every moment to the fullest and never be apart again," he requested. Simon and Robert had no objections to what their father wanted. In fact, Robert, who was a real estate agent, made things work by finding them a large property where both he and Simon could start their own families while still living in the same home as their father. He built a large home for them with 2 annex houses connected to a bigger one, where every day they would spend time with Peter. Years passed and Simon and Robert had their own families. They would continue to gather in the middle house where they enjoyed board game nights and delicious home-cooked meals, together as a family.